So after the eighth movie, Paramount sold the rights to New Line Cinema, and they released Jason Goes to Hell: The Final Friday and Jason X. Now at this point I should probably review them, but I don't actually own them, so I can't really edit together any clips or anything of them. And for another thing, I don't want to own them. I don't think they're that good of movies. They're definitely the two worst movies in the series, in my opinion. Like, Jason Goes to Hell was just pretty stupid and pointless, I thought, and not the send-off the series really deserved. And Jason X was Jason in space. It doesn't even work on the campy levels that it's supposed to, and it was just horrible. So skip those two. And as for Freddy vs. Jason, I already touched upon that in my Nightmare series review, so no sense repeating myself. But I did want to talk about the Friday 13th, 2009, came out last year. Subject of a lot of debate among fans, I guess, so I just wanted to take a look at this one. Friday the 13th, 2009 edition. What can you say about this one? Some people think it's pretty good, while others kind of hate it. It's not so much a remake or a reimagining of the first film, as it is just a reboot. I mean, I'm sure the producers knew that rehashing Mrs. Voorhees' killing spree wouldn't be the best of ideas. People wanted to see Jason, and he's here. It lifts many things from the previous films and incorporates them here. We get a little bit of Jason's mother at the very beginning, so the backstory is out of the way immediately. We also get a nod to the second film, as Jason briefly appears with the sack over his head, and the concept of preserving his mother's severed head is there as well. A similar plot line from Part 4 is worked into. We get a character who's searching for his missing sister, and all in all, I thought they did a good job mixing and matching elements from the earlier movies. Some fans have a lot of complaints about some of Jason's traits, though. That he sets traps, or that he takes hostages, or even the fact that he runs in the movie. Like, really? Jason has gone from being a deformed little boy to a demented woodland killer to a zombie to a super cyborg. It's not like there's really a definitive version of Jason to begin with. These are just really just nitpicks, and it's not as if they completely changed the character around that it ruins the character. Compared to other recent remakes, I think Jason got off the easiest, and I think fans should be counting their blessings. This reboot doesn't really break any new ground or anything, and it doesn't try to either. It follows the simple formula. There's the dumb kids, they drink, smoke pot, have sex, they die. You know how it goes. And it does it pretty well. I'd say that it's a very worthy movie to introduce to a new generation of fans. I'm sure we can all remember watching some Friday the 13th movies when we were kids, when we weren't really supposed to, and we were thrilled to see some cool violence and maybe even a little nudity. Well, right as I speak, I'm sure there's some 10-year-old kid watching this on DVD in the basement and having his mind blown by the vicious violence and sex scenes so graphic that they border on softcore pornography. So, God bless that little kid. So, I liked the way they handled Jason. I thought it was fine. They introduced the idea of him making his way around the camp through underground tunnels, which made the fact that he can pop up at any time just a little more buyable. There was some good humor tossed in, the kills were decent, and maybe it suffers a little bit from feeling just a little too similar to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. And yes, that line in the final scene was really stupid.
Jason! Say hi to Mommy! In hell!
But overall, I thought this reboot did the series justice. It may not try anything drastically new, but that's a good thing, I think. All things considered, it's not much better or worse than the average sequel, and even though the follow-up is currently in development hell, I hope to see some more modern Jason movies. Verdict? See it. So, that's my thoughts on the Friday the 13th series. Hardly the most respectable series in the world, but you can't deny the fact that they're all pretty fun movies, and there's gotta be a reason why they're still popular 30 years later. So, hope you enjoyed watching. Keep your eyes peeled for any sequels in the future, and thanks for all the memories, Jason.